What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NFL, here to talk about the Chicago Bears and preview their game against the Detroit Lions this week in week 4 of the NFL season. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to go ahead, hit that big red subscribe button. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And guys, make sure you hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Let's get into it. All right, I'm going to be honest. I still have not fully recovered from that debacle that was week 3 for the Bears against the Cleveland Browns. All right, but we must move on. All right, time waits for nobody, so you got to move on. And we got to look forward now to week 4, and you're playing a Detroit Lions team. A team that is much worse than who you just played in week 3. But how bad are they? Because Detroit, even though they're 0-3, just lost on a last-second 66-yard NFL record field goal by Justin Tucker. They were going to beat the Baltimore Ravens if it wasn't for that. Right? So keep in mind, 66-yard field goal, NFL record is what it took for the Lions to lose. So I say that to say, even though the Lions are not as good as the Browns, not even close, they are not a laughingstock of the magnitude that maybe a lot of people, including myself, would have thought going into this season. And I got to give them credit here, and this is where I'll start, folks. This Lions team, they don't have a lot of talent, but they fight, and they're a scrappy team. All right? They're a reflection of their head coach in Dan Campbell. Again, don't have a lot of talent, so they don't win a lot of games, but boy, do they fight. Right? And they never give up. Week 1 against the 49ers, game was pretty much over at halftime, and they almost come back and pull off a miraculous comeback. They hung in with the Packers in week 2 for, I think, 2.5 quarters. And then last week almost beat the Ravens. So this Lions team, again, I know they're winless. And if you just judge it by the record, they're not a very good team. But you cannot take them lightly. And so before the season, if you, like myself, went into this game penciling it a W, I don't think we can assume that. All right, so let's start with this game and talking, obviously, about more about the Lions. So, like I said, we cannot underestimate this Detroit Lions team. They held their defense, the Lions defense, held the Ravens to 17 points. That's impressive, folks. 19 points. That's very impressive. All right, very impressive. So, to me, even though this Lions defense isn't very good, I think they're getting better, and this team overall is getting better, right? And in terms of, the talent I mentioned, they don't have a lot of, but they do have TJ Hawkinson, who's one of the better young tight ends in the NFL. Jared Goff is a perfectly mediocre quarterback in this league. And then obviously you've got some other weapons on the defensive side. I think they actually just released Jamie Collins, which is funny enough, but not too much other talent on this roster, folks. But again, they do play hard. So as far as the Bears, all right, let's switch gears to the Bears here. Again, we just got to throw out whatever we saw in week 3. And I wanted to see who the Bears would start at quarterback. We still don't know yet, all right? Matt Nagy and his silly self goes out and says all 3 quarterbacks are under consideration to be starting week 3, right? So just makes absolutely no sense. But I'm assuming Justin Fields starts, all right? I believe Andy Dalton's still not 100%. I believe Justin Fields starts week 4 against Detroit. And so Justin Fields should have success here, much more, I would hope, than he did against Lions. And so to me, no matter who the quarterback is, to me the key has got to be running the football. That's been the weakness for the Lions for the last couple of seasons, and even this season, running the football. Aaron Jones went off against them. We saw that, and they weren't able to contain Lamar Jackson as well last week. So to me, week 1 against the 49ers, I think they gave up a bunch of yards to Elijah Mitchell, a rookie running back. Raheem Mostert would have ran all over them if he didn't get hurt. So their run D isn't very good. Got to feed David Montgomery, because it's clear the passing offense is too unstable because of the play calling and because of the quarterback carousel that it feels like you're having here. So you got to run the football. Feed Monty. I want Monty to get the football. I want 20 touches minimum. All right? That's how you beat this Detroit team. That's key number one. Key number two, you got to put pressure on Jared Goff. Now, our pass rush has come alive. Last game, 5 sacks. Game before that, 5 sacks. It's been unreal. Love it. Sean Desai has turned around his defense. I need Robert Quinn to play like he's been playing. Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, all these guys, get pressure on Jared Goff. We know he can't run at all. So you just got to get in his face and sack him. And then finally, number 3, and this point would have, held more weight if we didn't just see him disappoint last week, but I'm still not taking him easy, which is focus your attention on TJ Hawkinson, because the Lions have nobody literally outside of him to throw to on offense, right? You got guys like Quintez Cephas, and they throw to their running backs a lot in DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, but it's TJ Hawkinson. It's TJ Hawkinson. So to me, even though he didn't have a big game last week against the Ravens, you have to focus on him. That's where Jared Goff likes to go. And if you take away TJ Hawkinson, there's no other weapons for Jared Goff to throw to that are legitimate and you have to worry about. So overall, folks, even though the Lions have been scrappy, even though the Bears have regressed, I feel crazy to pick the Bears to win this game, but I think I will because of the fact that they're at home. I think Justin Fields is going to start, and I think, this is my guess, I think Matt Nagy might hand over play calling. I think he might do that. And again, these are just assumptions, but I think he does that. Even still, I'm not expecting any sort of an offensive explosion, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the Bears to beat the Lions 20-17. Again, folks, this is only because of the fact that I believe if you can't beat the Lions, this defense should be enough to beat the Lions. If you can't beat the Lions, this season could go south very, very, very quickly. All right. Again, I want to give Detroit some respect here, but you should still be able to beat them. And because of the defense and how they're playing, I have faith that they can hold Detroit's offense. And on our Bears offense, they don't have to do a lot. So I'm hoping A-Rob, I'm hoping Mooney, Cole Kmet, these guys have better games. Obviously, Justin Fields has a good game, but I want the offense to run through David Montgomery and go from there. So I got the Bears winning. Call me crazy, over the Lions 20-17. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree, as always. Thanks for watching.